How would this nation deal without immigrants for one whole day? Well, cities across the country got a taste of that last week as businesses shut down and immigrants refused to spend money on a day without immigrants. Now, it was a movement that began on social media to show the Trump administration how much immigrants contribute to the country's economy as the president continues his tough stances on immigration. Now, in the North Shore, which is obviously north of Boston, where a predominance of local businesses are owned by immigrants, especially Latino immigrants, approximately, well, over 140 businesses shut their doors that day. We're looking at one on screen, Vasallo Encarnacion. Here to tell us about how this unprecedented unified front happened is North Shore Latino Business Association Executive Director Francis Martinez, who actually supplied us with the number, right? 140 businesses. You were, I actually saw a little article in El Mundo that you had them all listed. So, incredible day?
Incredible day, and it was a huge impact for the community. Everyone was asking what's going on, why are the businesses closed, and we actually informed the community what was going on.
So let's start with how did this word get out? Because at the beginning of last week when it happened, it was kind of the slow movement, right? Where people didn't know who was organizing it, what was the message, what was around it. But by the time, and I saw you guys started communicating and letting merchants know, people started to know a little bit more as the media started to inform, right?
That's correct. Social media was actually the source of information about this date. It came to the association, people were asking, businesses were calling, and we said, well, it's up to everyone if you want to support this. If individually, each member, me as the executive director, say I do support this movement because it's impacting our community in terms of people are in fear. This information going out is just something that people doesn't know what to happen. And to impact the community and the economy, then people got together and say, we need to make this happen.
So let me stop right there because I want folks to know what is the North Shore Business Latino Association, because you mentioned the association, I mentioned up front, but what service, what role do you guys play and how many members do you have and in what area?
North Shore Latino Business Association is a business league, a chamber of commerce. We assist businesses, not only Latino, everyone, basically immigrants. Our services is very widely. Anything that anyone needs in terms of their business, we're there to support them and provide the resources.
And you also have meetings, right? Like once a month?
We have monthly meetings. We have business division meetings, which means when I say divisions, means restaurants, beauty salon, barbershop, auto repair. We have these divisions, which means they come with their needs, information that they think they need to share among each other. It's basically a group that is there to grow and how to find resources.
So getting back to a day without immigrants, so 140. Let's get back to that number because I know that you were spreading it out, and I know it's been in the media. This was a very high level of businesses that participated in a relatively small area, right? So the impact was felt by the larger community, wouldn't you say?
Correct. And to tell you the remarks and comments of the community was like, the city felt like a cemetery. Everything was closed down. What's going on?
And this was mostly inland, right?
Mostly inland, that's correct. And it was a huge impact to Lawrence, Chelsea, East Boston, Revere. I mean, basically the North Shore and part of the Boston area, it was a huge impact. Right.
And people, again, for people who don't know what it was this was a message to send out, and a lot of businesses were asked to, well, according to the movement, to close their doors. So did you find any resistance to it, or did mostly all of them were open to the idea?
It was open to, everyone was open to the idea. Everyone was asking, are you going to do it? Some of the businesses actually went to visit other business owners to find out if it was happening. They felt we need to know if this is going to be a huge impact. And it was. I mean, everyone went along. We didn't ask anyone to do it. We just said, you know, we are open to do this. We're going to support the date, but we didn't ask anyone to go ahead and close down your doors.
You just put out the information.
That's correct.
And now, speaking of you guys, you have a big event. Actually, it's 1 month from today, right? March 26th, Sunday, March 26th.
Yes,
and it's
from 6 to 10.
6 to 10. It's your big, like, gala, right?
It is. It's the most elegant night. That night, we're going to swear in the new executive board.
So you have a new board, right?
Exactly.
Okay, for the North Shore. I want Soko to put up the information for folks who want to know more about your organization. But you have a new board and you have a new president, right?
That's correct. Alberto, which is very well known in this community, basically New England. well-respected person, and will bring a lot of resources and help to the community.
Where is the event going to be held? Because I know I was supposed to go, well, a couple of years ago, I was supposed to be there at a certain time,
Yes.
and I got there a little late, and I forgot I was the MC of the event.
That's correct.
Right.
And you made the remark, oh, we always
Yeah, we're always
start
late,
later.
yeah.
And I was like, not us. We start exactly on time.
That's true. That is true. I remember that.
That's going to be held at Franco-American Veteran Club Fall Hall, 535 Western Ave in Lynn, from 6 to 10. And any information, please feel free to call me. I'm there to inform you.
Okay, before we go, can we do something in Spanish?
Claro
This
que
is
sí.
Revista Hispana.
Pues claro.
Ok, rápidamente, ¿cuántos negocios participaron en el Día Sin Inmigrante?
El Día Sin Inmigrantes solamente en la ciudad de Lynn fueron 142 comerciantes.
Wow.
Y prácticamente un 50%, o quizá más, de los comerciantes en la ciudad.
¿Y cómo estaba la ciudad? Porque en inglés dijiste que era como un cementerio.
Era como un cementerio, estaba bien tranquilo, la gente se preguntaba qué estaba pasando, especialmente los que no son latinos. Aunque quiero decir, cuando se habla de inmigrante, no solamente es latino, son todos los que inmigran en este país para fortalecer y ser residente de este país. O sea, que es algo que fue impresionante.
Como asociación, ustedes tuvieron la responsabilidad de dejar saber a la comunidad. Pero ¿cuál fue la respuesta fue, en tu opinión, positiva?
Creo que fue positiva y se logró lo que se quería hacer, que era un impacto. Aunque creo que esto solamente fue un ensayo, porque la comunidad está muy preocupada con lo que está sucediendo, pero sí fue un ensayo muy buen practicado.
Okay, so I want to get back to that. I know we're finishing up the segment. You say this was almost like a dress rehearsal, right?
It was.
Because I think there's going to be another call on a much larger scale, I think on May 1st coming up, right? Or
That's
these other ones,
that's
right?
correct. That's what I understand. Again, we were looking, basically everyone was looking to see if this was going to make an impact, and it did. But it was just a rehearsal.
Yeah. And we were talking about off camera, I think one of the on our camera operators or engineers and studio engineers who said that there was some arts, a lot of art exhibits around the country and around the nation were covered in black and saying
Yes.
this was done by an immigrant and so forth,
That's
just to send
correct.
that message, right?
That's correct. Again, immigrant is not only Latinos, it's everyone that decide to reside in another country.
Yeah.
Immigrants, the nation, the United States is made out of immigrants.
All right, I'll see you 1 month from today, right?
I'll see you
I'll try to be
there.
on time.
Please.
All right, thank you, Francis.
Thank you.
All right, but when we come back, we'll have information on the 10th Annual Women in Solidarity Conference at the State House. All the details right here on Revista Hispana.